Nobody can visualize that. Scientists also cannot understand. They don't conduct those experiments at nuclear level. Particle physics. Present day physicists and all that, they have gone to such subtle physics. You know that. In molecule and particle, in time and whatnot, in distance, speed, everywhere. You follow? To such subtlety. Because of that subtlety and grossness of that body composition. Rita, you follow?
Yes, sir.
No. You doctor, you understand that? You do.
I understand. String theory is what we're talking about.
Because of the subtlety and grossness of the body, स्थूलतम से सूक्ष्मतम तक तमाम मन वचन का की अवस्थाओं का अर्थात संसार की अवस्थाओं का संसार किसको बोला? मन वचन का। मन वचन का नहीं तो संसार कहाँ? अगर संसार है तो मन वचन कहा है तो संसार है, नहीं तो कहाँ? बताइए बताइए ना।
नहीं।
ये मेरी मन वचन का तो मेरे लिए संस्कार है, संसार है। ये मेरे लिए मन वचन का नहीं है तो मेरे लिए संसार नहीं है। जिनके लिए मन वचन का संसार, उसको बताना है। अगर वही बताने वाला नहीं तो कौन बताएगा? ठीक है ना, सीधी बात हो गई। स्थूलतम से सूक्ष्मतम तक तमाम संसारी अवस्थाओं का, पर्यायों का, पर्याय का में बोले नहीं जाता। क्यों? कि they are too subtle. Because पर्यायस, that means modifications which are so subtlest, which present day scientists cannot reach. Impossible. Beyond their reach. Only absolutes can reach. We know. Do you follow now? Only absolutes. That is the reason.
Dada, what is paryaya?
Parya is subtlest.
Avastha.
Subtlest. Parmanu. And time's smallest measure. Samaya. And Parmanu, that's it. That is subject to viewability, knowability of absolute. Live absolute. Now you follow? Do you agree now?
How can I disagree?
But that experience again cannot come in word. The absolute experience also cannot be coming in word, isn't it? That word,
But-
W-R-D.
True, it cannot come in word, but it can be explained to an extent. So it can be brought out that way. Definitely, experience cannot come out naturally. Impossible. It will never ever. No. Absolute cannot come out. How?
But the scientists desire that. They want it.
No, never, 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 ever.
They want to do something.
None of the absolutes could come out. None ever. None ever. From times immemorial. No, never. Even fraction of that absolutism has come out as description of this universe. Nothing. Well, because what is the grasping power of the human beings?
Very limited.
That's it. After all, there are limitations. So within limitations, what is possible? That's it. Simple. You follow? That's it. So that is where Syadvad and Anikant acquires meaning. Do you follow? Or no?
I follow.
Here, positivity.
Positivity.
That's it.
Otherwise progress will stop. Everything will be upside.
That is world. World is nothing but positivity, positivity and positivity. World cannot accept negativity. And yet you can find in the world all around, right or not? That is the difficulty. That is the difficulty in life too, or no?
Yes. Yes, sir.
That brings the difficulty between husband and wife, true or not?
True, Dada.
Hey, sorry. Have I hurt you?
No.
No, I am just, understand? This is general question. Because a husband-wife relation basically is the wonderful relation, not as a unit for a example any husband and wife, but exemplary as a husband-wife relation on the earth is beautiful, I tell you. The way it has come from Adam and Eve. Do you understand? It is an ideal way. Ideal.
Question.
It's unilateral. Unilateral.
From?
That way.
Oh, coming.
Adam and Eve. They are exemplary. That is how. Do you understand? For everybody to follow. You understand? What do you want to say?
The question I have. The absolute state is a wordless state. You can explain. Absolute state is wordless. The question is, what is the, how do you explain why in a human birth that all human beings, even though they have knowledge and of this state, like listening to your satsang, what is the desire that makes them want to know that state?
And yes, definitely. And the very presence of that absolute state. But it is latent. Very latency of it. It is there. Potency is there.
Because my son asked me if it cannot be used, if it cannot be
unless there is potency within, there won't be desire.
Why you have to? So it has to be within you.
I tell you, even in a primary life also it will be there. But it is in a very limited sense. That is the reason. But in human form, it is fully developed. That is the importance of a human life.
That is the importance of human life.
Very important. Human life acquires total importance.
Yes.
Total, because of this erect posture. Erect posture. Simple. Simple. The Darwin, who said that a primary Homo sapien from chimpanzee rises as a Homo sapien is right. Is no wrong. But it is the evolution type. That is development. See, it's a primary phase of development of a human. That's it. You understand? And from there on, the development comes on its own. That human form goes on getting developed further. Sometimes you read in National Geographic magazine and all these things, that they say that our roots are all traceable from Africa. So many indirect inference ways they put all these things. You follow? We have been collecting all these things for the center. You come there. Huh? For us. I am collecting for you. Please, find time. You relieve him.
Dada, I relieved him with Dada. Bhagwan was here. I said, this is an opportunity of Anant Janma. You take it.
And you won't come.
I'm coming too.
Oh, but after Rani.
Yes.
After Rani gets married.
Yes, Dada.
And Ram gets settled. You have to settle both two children.
Yes.
That is your duty. Right. I have told Dr. Radhe, we have one leg will be here, one leg in India. Homeland is homeland after all. And here, of course, that is there, no doubt. What is wrong in it? So we take benefit of the dollars as well as rupees. Dollars in rupees, they translate well.
No, rupees are
Beautiful.
valuable now, Dada.
No, they translate beautiful. But rupees in dollars make difficulty. Right? Lots of difficulty. કયા ના મારું તો એવું જ ચાલે છે એ તો પાછું આને અચ્છા તો what is the question? Vichar and antarvacha. Antarvacha, vacha means spoken out speech and inner speech. Inner speech is not an expressive but inner expression that continually goes on inside. That is called antarvacha. But antarvacha again is two ways. But that two ways is only after upon realization for a Mahatma only. Not for one who has no realization of his own self. Because in that case, I am Nidhi. Do you understand? You do not know who am I. If you know that I am Vinod, and you don't know who am I, in that case, you are the whole and soul owner of your speech, whether spoken outwardly or inwardly. It does not make any difference. This is the same for you. There is the life. But for a Mahatman, it requires lots of difference. But even for such a one who is ignorant of that self, there also everybody silent, without spoken speech. Inside also speech goes on. That speech also is a relative speech again. And that is also ownership speech. There is also ownership speech. There is ignorant owner speech. But for a Mahatman, it is not an ignorant owner speech, but non-attached, detached speech. Do you understand? That is the difference between the two. Therefore, here it is called antarvacha. Antarvacha in the sense that for Mahatman, vis-a-vis that inner speech, relative inner speech, another, that realized pure soul state, inner state, whole speech has opened out. That is called antarvacha. Now you realize. That is called real speech. You follow now? Exactly.
What is that inner, the pure soul speech? What is that realized soul speech? Is that
pure soul has no speech. Pure soul has no speech, but the state has speech. The state of being. Pure soul and state of being of pure soul is different. State of being pure soul is in the process of getting into pure soul state as a pure soul. That will be upon a time, right? Once you are pure soul, then everything is over. Do you understand now? Finish.
You said ki pure soul state, there is a speech.
You understand? Now there lies this. So it is very subtle point, very fine point. Where is that question? The people. Acha. So what is the question? Vichar and antarvacha. Antarvacha, vacha means spoken out speech and inner speech. Inner speech is not an expressive but inner expression that continually goes on inside. That is called antarvacha. But antarvacha again is two ways. But that two ways is only after upon realization for a Mahatma only. Not for one who has no realization of his own self. Because in that case, I am Nidhi. Do you understand? You do not know who am I. If you know that I am Vinod, and you don't know who am I, in that case, you are the whole and soul owner of your speech, whether spoken outwardly or inwardly. It does not make any difference. This is the same for you. There is life. But for a Mahatman, it requires lots of difference. But even for such a one who is ignorant of that self, there also everybody silent, without spoken speech. Inside also speech goes on. That speech also is a relative speech again. And that is also ownership speech. That is also ownership speech. There is ignorant owner speech. But for a Mahatman, it is not an ignorant owner speech, but non-attached, detached speech. Do you understand? There is a difference between the two. Therefore, here it is called antarvacha. Antarvacha in the sense that for Mahatman, vis-a-vis that inner speech, relative inner speech, another, that realized pure soul state, inner state, whole speech has opened out. That is called antarvacha. Now you realize. That is called real speech. Do you follow now? Exactly.
What is that inner, the pure soul speech there?
Huh?
What is that realized soul speech? Is that
Pure soul has no speech. Pure soul has no speech, but the state has speech. The state of being. Pure soul and state of being of pure soul is different. State of being pure soul is in the process of getting into pure soul state as a pure soul. That will be upon a time, right? Once you are pure soul, then everything is over. Do you understand now? Finish.
You said ki pure soul state, there is a speech.
You understand? Now there lies this. So it is very subtle point, very fine point. Where is that question? The people. So here, vichar and antarvacha. When we say vichar relates to mind. Mind is that is unfolding vichar. That is relative, absolutely relative process. Physical body karma that goes on. And antarvacha. You understand? Or different antarvacha. મન ખીલે એટલું આત્મા ખીલે. એટલે મન ખીલે મીન્સ that dissolving mind, as it goes on dissolving out, thought process is getting phasing out without getting stuck up at any point of time. Will result into a wonderful causal mind that will be responsible for the final human body take shape to develop. That is called Atman Khile. Do you understand? The Atman will kill the final body. Unless final body is there, it won't.
Final body.
But, it's a very fine statement. Now you understand?
દાદાજી પણ
ચરમ દે પર બધું બહુ ઇમ્પ્લાઇડ છે આમાં.
દાદા વોટ ઇઝ
આર્ટિકલ તો બહુ મજાનું છે. બધું ઝીણું હતું ને તો.
દાદા અંતરની જે વાત કરીએ આપણે જે શબ્દ બોલે આપણે અંતર
સોરી હા ધીસ ટુ સેટલ વિલ ટોક આઈ ટોક વિલ લેટર.
દાદા અંતરવાચા શબ્દ રહિત છે.
હા
અંતરવાચા છે જે એ શબ્દ એમાં શબ્દ નથી.
અંતરવાચા બે ટાઈપની, એક તો રિલેટિવ અને રિયલ. ડુ યુ ફોલો? Relative relates to discharge. That relates to discharge ahankar side. Do you follow?
યસ યસ.
And real relates to a punyanubandhi punya charge that you don't realize. While Agnya Palan there is a charge that you don't realize. But it's not necessary that we will mention. You follow? Or no? And the charge should, how should it result? Charge is like that. Charge means charge after all, which has got to come into effect. Or no?
Yes.
Finished. Which effect? Where Atma will kill say, સમજાય?
બરાબર.
એ ક્યારે ખીલે? એવો ચાર્જ થયો હોય જેમાં આત્મા ખીલે. એ કયામાં? ચરમમાં જ ખીલશે. રાઈટ?
બરાબર.
હવે સમજી ગયા કે હજુ બાકી રહ્યું?
ના સમજી ગયો.
એટલે બધાને ખુલ્લો થઈ ગયો? એ પાગલ. Do I make clear? Are you sure? Raise your hand if I made you clear, very clear. Are you sure? If I ask you again? Sure? Reply? Okay.
So is that the original tape recorder then?
Yeah. It's a very fine line.
Original.
It's a good question and good thing, Suresh. Deepakanand Swamiji, you follow? I hope it goes. This gets listened at Baroda in India, Gujarat, in Delhi too. Yes,
દાદા એક ફોલોઅપ ક્વેશ્ચન કહું છું. આ વિચાર ચાલતો હોય અને અંતરવાચા ચાલુ થાય. ધારો કે મને કોઈ કહી ગયો,
બોલો.
પછી મને થાય કે હું આ હવે કહી દઈશ આને, એને મારે અંતરવાચા કહેવી, બરોબર? તો એ બેની ડિફરન્સ ઘણીવાર ખબર નથી પડતી. ખબર પડી કે આ વિચાર છે કે અંતરવાચા છે?
એ પછી મનન ને બધું થોડું એ થઈ જાય.
હા, એટલે
મિક્સર થઈ જાય. આ તો પ્યોર છે. આ તો બધું આ પ્યોર થઈ જાય છે. આ તો જ્ઞાતા દ્રષ્ટા પરમાં જશે. સમજાયું? તમારું સ્ટેટ ઓફ બીંગ ને પેલું પ્યોર ફેઝિંગ આઉટમાં જશે. This goes as a phase out. To be as a state of being, with to get yourself dissociated from the speech. Still, you have not realized that your very speech is a tape record. That is your experience, mind you.
દાદા ચરમ
That is the basic
એ ચરમ દેહમાં
of experience.
એ ચરમ દેહમાં જ થશે રિયલાઇઝેશન.
No, here right now. That is what this says. That is what this says.
સ્પીચ થી છૂટું પડવું એ વધારે ડિફિકલ્ટ છે.
તો નહીં, easy છે, easy.
આપના માટે.
Hey. Mandarba, what do you say?
ઈઝી છે તમારા માટે, અમારા માટે.
થેન્ક યુ.
આપ બે એવું બોલશો, મને શરમમાં નાખો.
Dada, it's not easy, Dada.
તપસ્યામાંથી નીકળો ત્યારે આવે છે. ક્ષણિકમાં જ દ્વેષ આવી.
You're right.
દાદા મન જુદું છે.
We had to pass through lots of tapasya for that. Lots and lots and lots. But it is not my function to utter.
You passed your Agni Pariksha.
No. It was my Shital Pariksha. The body is meant. Because it gave me experience of Shitalta. Okay. Now that I hope this answers that question. This.
વેરી ગુડ. બરોબર.
Okay. Now can I go into second?
Dadaji, one can make out the difference between thought and antarvacha. Thought and antarvacha I cannot see as separate.
Oh.
The inner speech.
Vichar and Antarvacha, what was his initial starting point of Vichar and Antarvacha that he wanted to understand, right? Same thing you want to understand?
When internally everything seems to be just thought. I can't distinguish.
Vichar means thought.
Right, but what is internal speech then? Whatever is right.
Antarvacha means internal speech.
It all appears to be just thought only. I cannot differentiate which is thought and which is internal speech.
It needs much subtle depth inside. In the moments of spare times. How much free time you get as a doctor? You get?
Sometimes, not a whole lot, but sometimes.
Sometimes. But whatever free time you get, if you well utilize, I think that should be good enough. But after giving time to Nidhi, if whatever time is demanded by Nidhi and children and all, that is only then and then whatever time is left is yours, not otherwise. Of course, naturally. Same thing, I find like that only.
દાદા
એ તો આઉટસાઇડ.
આપણે આઉટસાઇડ ઇનસાઇડ જેવું રહ્યું છે જ કે.
Thought and you have to go a little deep. In the moments of there are so many incidents in life that happen during the whole day of activity. You understand? But your exactness of your state should be there even during your practice and everywhere. That should be there. And when it is there with you, it will happen. And when you come to home also, it will happen. Home also, with relations everywhere also it happens. We have done the same thing. It is not that for that I have to sit down away from everybody. No, in a corner. No, I don't. I have not to seek corner and aloofness. No. That is not the way. You can be amongst. Do you understand? That is more important. That you try, you'll find out. Next. As both the, look here, what he says. As both these are so closely related to each other, some more clarity will help us to understand and see them much better. That is it. Jalaban, true? True? Very true. That's true. Now I hope it makes everything clear. Now I go to second question. Language is said as mother of mind, and Dadaji said, Manane कौन वरेली छे वाणी. दादाजी means we said मन ने वाणी वरेली छे. Speech means वरेली means wedded to mind. Speech is wedded to mind. You follow? Speech is wedded to mind. I mean to say, mind-speech relation is so close. Hear this sentence, as both these are so closely related to each other, that acquires all the importance. Mind and speech are so closely related that it's extremely difficult to dissociate the two. Do you understand? Therefore, it is very difficult for you to understand the thought and thought process that are already constantly phasing outside. Constantly. Though it is the Gnani and Drashya both, and seen both, seen and Gnani both. You understand? For that, an advanced state is required of doing and seeing. Do you follow? For that, that Ajna, relative and real viewpoint. That during the whole day's activities it will happen. But your confirmation, conviction, that Ajna, वही धर्म है, आज्ञा वही तप है, दादा भगवान शक्ति आपकी, निश्चय मेरा शक्ति आपकी, निश्चय मेरा शक्ति आपकी. बस इतना. निश्चय के समय भगीरथ सा ऐसा तब, और शक्ति के समय बालक सा निर्दोषता, बालक से निर्दोषता होनी. यू अंडरस्टैंड? शक्ति की क्यों? क्या आप शक्ति की प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं और निश्चय अब खुद कर रहे हैं, तो आपको बल चाहिए ना. आपका खुद का है ना आज्ञा. आज्ञा क्यों? कौन सी? कि by relative viewpoint I am Vinod, by real viewpoint I am here. So, but वही धर्म है, वही तप है. जब धर्म में नहीं रह पाते हैं तब तप बना ही रहेगा, वो तो निश्चित है. धर्म नहीं बना होता है तभी बाकी रहा. उस आशा तो without question. So बाकी रहा हो तब रहा immediate. तो आपका ऑटोमेटिक दिन में बना ही रहता है. वो तो आपके पास सारे दिन में आता रहता है. हम कहाँ है? You understand? हम कहाँ होते हैं? तो उसी समय हमें दादा को सौंप देना कि कोई भी रिलेटिव हम मनाने जावे कि मुझे रियल में हूँ, मैं रियल हूँ. आप मत मानो ए रिलेटिव मैं रियल हूँ, मुझे आप मत मनवाओ रियल मुझे. आप रिलेटिव ही हो. आप लाख बोलो आप रिलेटिव ही रहेंगे. बैठ जाओ, अभी मैं रियल हो गए, हम रियल है, अब बैठो. ऐसा करो. उसको उस समय करो, और पीछे आप रहो थोड़ा, और पीछे थोड़ा बैठो, तो तप का भाग बनेगा। जाना है?
Tap and Purusharth is same.
यस, नो, पराक्रम है, तप पराक्रम है, पुरुषार्थ से आगे कहाँ है? वेला पराक्रम है। और धर्म में पुरुषार्थ आया, आज्ञा वो धर्म है, वो पुरुषार्थ वाला भाग आ गया। और तप में पुरुषार्थ और पराक्रम दोनों आ गए। पराक्रम बिना पुरुषार्थ नहीं होगा। पराक्रम 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 बिना पुरुषार्थ नहीं बनता। और धर्म पुरुषार्थ से ही बनता है। क्यों? कि पुरुष स्वभाव प्राप्त हुआ है, पुरुष दृष्टि, पुरुष स्वभाव, सीधी बात हो गई। कौन सा धर्म? पुरुष स्वभाव से व्यवहार के साथ रहना। क्या? फाइल के साथ रहना। क्या? फाइल बोलते ही वो नेबर हो ही जाता है, बन ही जाता है। नेबर के, पुरुष के साथ नेबर के साथ रहना। नेबर क्या हरकत है? नेबर है ना, हम कहाँ हैं? नेबर है तो क्या हरकत है भाई? नेबर तो होना है ना। ये हमें क्या हरकत करता है? नेबर है। जरा भी नहीं, ठीक है ना? नेबर को कोई हरकत करता है, देखा कभी किसने? अगर कोई थोड़ा भी हरकत करने जाए तो क्या हालत हो जाती है? बोलो, शू करेगा ना। नहीं तो कितना, कौन सा पोल लगाएगा वो? 3 आंकड़ा को नेबर को नहीं कर सकते। और प्रेम से नेबर के साथ रहे, क्या बात करते भाई साहब? और आप आओ, प्लीज हैव कप ऑफ कॉफी। कॉफी दे देगा वो तो, चाय देगा, नहीं देगा? देगा। हाँ तो विनोद क्यों हंसता है? तो नेबर रिलेशन संभालो। क्या समझ जा। चलो आगे जाएंगे, आगे जाओ। लैंग्वेज एज मदर ऑफ माइंड। एंड दादाजी ने बताया मन ने कौन वरेली छे? वाणी, पेज 7 यही आर्टिकल में है। ये मदर एंड वरेली मीनिंग वाइफ। वरेली मीन्स वाइफ, मीन्स वेडेड। तो मन को speech is wedded to mind. So mind speech relation is husband wife relation like. It's wedlock relation. You understand? Therefore it is very difficult to experience speech as a tape record. Now you follow? It is very, very difficult. It's not that easy. To accept wife and wife's independence is very difficult. Unless wives demand.
આ બાજુ બધા હસે છે કે
Right? That's way. This wife with love. One and two, finished. In India, they learn number two more than number one. You know that. You don't know. In India, they learn number two than number one. You don't know, all of you. But Jalabai, you don't know. Huh? Huh? So here we have to reverse. In relation, what is wrong in it? Skies will fall.
No.
Roofs fall, Dada. Guys don't fall, but the roof will fall.
No. But it's worth understanding, ne? Aman, what do you understand?
No, American.
Huh?
American.
This is real thing. What do you say? It should not be understood that one and two should alternate. What do you say?
Yeah, they should.
But you, how would you understand? You don't have to.
It's on the way.
So therefore you advanced lesson. Okay. Okay. Do learn, huh? Do learn.
Go to a good school.
Take lesson.
આપણે નિશ્ચય નિયમનમાં આપણે
You understood or not? Hey, હજુ પ્રયત્ન અચ્છા કરજે બરોબર વેલ સેટ થઈ જજે બી વેલ ચાલ
આપણે નિશ્ચય નિયમમાં આપણે માંગીએ છીએ કે જોવા જાણવાપણામાં જ રહેવાની શક્તિ આપો
હે
જોવા જાણવાપણામાં જ રહેવાની શક્તિ આપો
હા
અને જોવા જાણવાપણામાંથી
You got time somewhat? 1 hour? Huh. No, you have to go, ne? Okay. You have come by road, ne? By okay, all right, okay.
અને જોવા જાણવાપણા ચૂકી જવાય તો એનું યથાર્થ પ્રતિક્રમણ કરવાની શક્તિ આપો
That's true.
તો એ પ્રતિક્રમણ દાદાજી કઈ રીતે કરવાના કારણ કે એટલું બધું
Well, it's a parallel process. Continually it goes on inside. Do you understand? You have to set whole thing inside. Everything can say parallel goes on and on and on. We have to decide that I don't want to speak lies. I don't want to speak lies. To speak lies is definitely not good in social living life. Definitely 100%. Because very truthful speech is the basis of society. Otherwise society will go rut. You understand? Really. It's a very measure of development of the society. Otherwise what is the state of a society? Huh? will be jungle. Jungle law, no. You follow? So, I don't want to speak lies, no. Come. But even then, circumstances, out of circumstances, if I had to utter a lie, parallel lie, because of my conviction that I never ever have to speak a lie, in my consciousness, my conscience will bite, and I will repent within. Parallel. Do you understand? That will both parallel function. My conviction and that function, conscious will. Now you understand? समझ तू. तो પછી the conviction has the such two together. Then and there your nischay is like that. Otherwise your nischay is not. No value. Only nischay is no value. નિશ્ચય અને શક્તિ આપો બોલવાથી નથી જતું. The શક્તિ with Dada શક્તિ આપો with sir. There is to be surrendering. Unless that is there, that your unconscious will not follow there. That flow will not be there from within. And unless that flow also of you is not there, and you are not in the flow, do you understand? You are along with the discharge, your causal flow like also you will be there if you are properly surrendering wise. Do you follow? Conscious will be all right. Beautiful, wonderful. That is called right flow. Life is nothing but continual flow, flow and flow. And the flowing life is a beautiful life. Ajnadharma is nothing but a flow. It never gets stuck anywhere. Never. Do you understand? Continuous. Two viewpoints, continuous. Discharge. Sambhanika, Rasi Shakti, discharge. Performance. And all basics only. Then you have to decide on all these things. એ બધું આપણે કરવું નથી આપણે કંઈ. એ તો આપણે આ વર્લ્ડ ઇન આઉટ ઓફ વર્લ્ડ વ્યૂ જેને હોય પ્રેક્ટિસ તે જ, અધરવાઇઝ નોટ. Otherwise 5 sentences covers everything. All the scriptures. You need not go into any details. You follow? માઇન્ડને ભરેલી છે બીજી લઈ લઈએ. આટલું કામ પતાવી દઉં. એટલે મનને ભરેલી છે કયું? That speech is wedded like that.
What is that causal flow?
હા? શું કહ્યું?
Causal flow.
એવું છે ને, પુણ્યાનુબંધી પુણ્ય વાત થઈ નહીં કરે. એટલે એમાં જવાબ આવી જાય છે. એટલે એમાં જવાબ આવી ગયો આ ભરેલીમાં. એટલે આ થઈ ગયું. તો હવે બપોર ફર્સ્ટ ક્લાસ પદ બોલાવો તો અમે થોડો રેસ્ટ લઈએ.
પ્રભુના ચરણમાં પ્રાપ્ત મોક્ષધામ, પ્રભુના ચરણમાં પ્રાપ્ત મોક્ષધામ. ભક્તિ આંદોલન પૂતગલની કરામત રમણામાં, પૂતગલની કરામત રમણામાં. સંપૂર્ણ સત જ્ઞાની રહે, સંપૂર્ણ સત જ્ઞાની રહે.
મરી ચાલે. આ શું છે? પપૈયું ચાલશે. આ શું છે? મરી પણ જોઈએ. બ્લેક પેપર. और हमेशा के लिए है फिर भी ऐसा संसार चालू रहा है, ये सभी का अनुभव है। उसी में ऐसे संसार में भी सभी के लिए, संसार के लिए भी, और जो संसार से मुक्ति पाए हुए जो मुक्त जीवों भी आज है, जो महात्मा बोले हैं वो भी है, उनके लिए भी, जो भी है सभी के लिए। एक बात तो है ही, आत्मा और शरीर का संबंध के बारे में। आत्मा जो शब्द है वो तो खाली साइन है, खाली, लेकिन दरअसल उसको चेतन बोला गया। चेतन अर्थात शरीर जो लाइव है वहां तक शरीर बोला जाता है, और लाइव नहीं रहा था तब शरीर नहीं बोला जाता। सब जानते हैं, जब लाइव नहीं तब शरीर नहीं बोलते उनको। वो जानते हैं कि नहीं? सब बोलते हैं। वो शरीर नहीं बोला जाता। इसीलिए शरीर शब्द की महत्व बहुत है, और शरीर शब्द महत्व का इसलिए है कि वो शरीर जीवंत है, वो जीवंत है। इसीलिए मृत शरीर डेड बॉडी नहीं है, मृत्यु है, इसी कारण जीवंत है। तो वो शरीर है, अर्थात शरीर दो चीजों का है, ऐसा इंडिकेशन मिलता है। एक खाली शरीर नहीं है। अगर वही शरीर जीवंत नहीं होता तो शरीर नहीं बोला जाता, तब अकेला शरीर तो रह ही जाता है। वो हम सब जानते हैं। तो अकेला शरीर है ही, तो आगे ही था वो शरीर। तो वो शरीर क्या बना उसमें? तो आज जीवंत नहीं तो शरीर नहीं रहा, तो बना क्या जिससे शरीर न रहा, और था क्या जिससे शरीर था? इसीलिए कुछ था तो था चीज, तो दो थी, तो शरीर और दूसरी चीज, ये बात हो गई। इसीलिए ये है शरीर और आत्मा। ये साइंटिस्टों को समझाने में दिक्कत नहीं आनी चाहिए साहब, डॉक्टर साहब, सुरेश भाई साहब। इतने फॉल्ट वाले लोग आप लोग। हाँ? हाँ? दिक्कत नहीं आनी चाहिए। They may not believe, doctor, in the physical presence of the soul. True. They do believe in the physical presence of the body. But a body without soul, they don't call it a body. Oh. And the corpse and the body are different. What they call that? Are they not too different? Even medical science won't say that. Come on, why they should say that? What difference? Blood?
Absence of soul.
No. Doctors, medicine science, where there is a soul.
They don't know that.
That is
Life. They call it life.
life, they call it.
They call it life, but they don't know what life is.
They call it heart only. But heart still remains. It stops beating. Why? Why? There is no oxygen. Hey.
But then why no oxygen that they don't know?
Arey, doctor. Nidhi, why this medicine is so short? Huh? Very complicated.
It only looks at the physical.
What's the difference between mind and soul?
Mind and soul? Oh, good question. Good question. This is the basic question I tell you. That is the question, real question. Mind is the one culprit. ये सब सारा शरीर के अंदर जो पक्का है माइंड है, माइंड, वो माइंड की सब गड़बड़, माइंड वाला है। ये सब माइंड को तो सब जाते हैं, उसके पीछे तो लगे हैं सब। ये तो डॉक्टर के पास आता नहीं है, स्टडी ही नहीं उनके पास, फिजियोलॉजी में नहीं, एनाटॉमी में नहीं, कुछ नहीं, कहाँ भी नहीं है। ये तकलीफ है। उसके पास योगी लोग के पास जाओ, ऐसी बात है माइंड की। तो क्या करे? विनोद को ही मालूम नहीं। माइंड मालूम है आपको क्या चीज है? You know?
I don't know what mind is. It's just you can observe the thoughts.
Huh?
You can just observe the thoughts.
You can observe the thoughts.
But what mind is?
You can observe the thoughts. What shape? Observing thought is no small thing. Good one. Good one. Same thing. So mind is nothing but a physical part of the body. Physical part of the body, which is in process the way other parts of the body are. For example, brain part of the body also is there, which is in the process. Nerve center and all that, you know, this grey matter, etc., so many things. You follow? That's it. The consciousness part of it is there. You understand? That also relates to grey matter, but etc., so many things. They understand it with glands and so many all other things. They have already gone to as far subtle parts as possible in body, human body, anatomy, yes, and thyroid and here and whatnot, everywhere, here and center, up to here. Yogis also. Yogis also. Radhe. Lots of exercises. Such a small machine.
આપતાવાણીમાં એક જગ્યા એવું વાંચેલું કે માઇન્ડ છે એ આત્માનું ફર્સ્ટ ટચ પરિણામ છે.
ટચ?
હા, એવું લખ્યું.
એ તો છે જ ને. માઇન્ડ itself is soul. आपने क्या प्रश्न किया था?
difference between mind and soul?
Same thing I say. Not the soul, same. They are not the same. Do you understand? But the relationship between the mind and soul is so close, so much so close, that the dissociation of mind from the soul is extremely difficult. Extremely, even from the highest of the high yogi or tapasvin, no. Very difficult. You follow? Very difficult. That is why this question always remains. It's a real good question you have put. Mind? Huh?
Do you think our mind shapes our soul?
Mind?
Shapes our soul?
Mind what?
Mind shapes our shapes.
Yes, exactly. Mind does not shape the soul, but mind shapes the soul in this sense that mind shapes the body. Body, that the soul takes the shape.
Soul occupies.
Soul, original soul does not take the shape, but the transforming soul, subjected soul, does take shape. That is that attached soul, attached state. Do you understand? Original soul all the time is separate. That I was trying to explain you. That a body is composed of two materials, two things. That is how. A body and Chetan. Chetan, that is original soul. It was, it is, and it will be. It is perpetually same. It never gets affected at all. At all. But in the very presence, mind you, just presence I say. Do you understand? You follow me? Just presence I say. In the very presence, the mind automatically comes into a being. Just spontaneously. You understand? And the moment mind comes into being, a soul state also comes into being. Not original soul, but in the presence of the original soul, a representative soul comes into being. That is, but a conceived soul, conceived self, self-conceived state.
Ownership.
Self-conceived state.
That is only the ownership.
Whatever you may call it. Unless you get self-conceived, you cannot get born. Physically, mind you. To get physically born, physical concealment is required. I hope you understand.
I understand some.
Yeah, exactly. Because that self-conceived state is totally different. It is in the previous state. And this conceived state is the result state. It's totally different. Do you understand now? And in the resulting state, all the evidences come together for effecting out processes. Now you understand. And they are not out of gossip or out of nothing. They are out of connectivity, of relationships, of give and take. Do you understand? Or no? That's it. Simple. Very simple. And not that at gross level they come together, but at cause level also they are there. But at cause level they are in their independent state. But while coming into gross level, timings differ. They have to differ. Or no? You really think over. Everybody else. It's easy to understand. Yeah. Right? Nidhi? Simple. Scientists cannot understand this. We know this. Doctor.
If they have an open mind, they can understand it.
They don't believe in rebirth.
There is a question of rebirth. I am not talking of rebirth at all.
But cause and effect.
I am not talking of cause and birth at all.
The origin. He's talking about the origin.
Just, they want to know this origin of the life. They do want to go.
Yes.
I am going there. Source of life. Go. Is it not there?
Dada, but
There is no pursuit for that in the science today.
In a
There is a
very,
great pursuit.
physical sense.
Whatever you may say, whatever you understand physical sense. They want to go to here and this planet and some form, this form, that form. Life.
Yes.
What do they understand life? They want to have relations and they don't want to understand life. What sorts? What sorts? They are mortgaged out. They are mortgaged out totally. Scientists. How can they be called scientists then? Sir?
I've retired.
Didi?
હિન્દી માં બોલ.
Huh?
બધું ઇંગ્લિશમાં ના જવાનું. મજા નથી આવતી. બેઝિક પકડાવવું જોઈએ.
दादा, जो आप बोलते थे कि that moment the supposed soul and the mind spring together, the driver is in whatever it is, has to be that belief, his conviction, you said. Is that the same as the belief?
It is called bhavamana.
What is the conviction?
But mind is the main thing. Mind she put, no?
Mind.
Mind is the one. That the world everybody accepts. Mind is the king. That is that. So that migratory part comes from mind. Mind gets migrated out. The mind is dying out. That is how it is. And when mind gets migrated out, mind has to get conceived first. But let mind get conceived first, it won't get into migration. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you understand? In the birth cycle? No. You follow? The mind everybody believes. Simple.
In the discharging process, when you get it should be so or it should not be so, that is what is the conception of the new mind, right?
Mind is simple. Let us talk of mind only. Now here. Now they won't understand what is Bhavaman and Dravyam. We won't talk of cause and effect. Let us. Mind is but it does go. At least they would understand that body gets old. I think they would agree as scientists that mind does not get old. Nidhi, won't they agree? Does mind get old? Nidhi?
The mind actually develops over time.
Huh?
Mind doesn't get old. It's old in the sense that it becomes more experienced.
No, but that's not old. No age. No age effect. Even in spite of age, one can be young at heart. Or no?
Yes.
Tell me.
Yes.
There are, you can see, at 100 plus years. Examples. No. There are.
So Dadaji, is that the absence of Kala Tattva? Is there the absence of Kala Tattva?
No, how can you say that? Impossible.
There is no relation?
Impossible. No.
Dadaji, you refer to timings differ. You referred
Naturality of Kala is different.
you referred at one place that timings differ.
Timings differ in the sense that time in its natural sense and time coming, achieving its unnaturality are two different functions. Do you understand?
Once again, Dadaji.
Time, natural ticking, and time unnaturally ticking is different.
What do we mean, the relative time and the real time?
No,
Then,
in relative itself.
What is unnatural taking?
what is the natural time then?
Natural time is natural breathing, and unnatural time is unnatural breathing. Sorry. This is called time. Breathing is called time.
Yes, sir.
Breathing is related to time.
No other than time. How to understand time then? How to understand time?
Change.
Time is a continuum. We have done this before.
Change.
Dadaji, when you
But breathing?
That's why you have said this one time. For me, I want to keep that ice cream as it is because it comes out. It may become hodgepodge. But Dada, time is.
ટાઈમ સાથે સ્પેસ પણ સિંક્રોનાઇઝ થયેલી છે ટાઈમ સાથે સ્પેસ પણ સિંક્રોનાઇઝ થઈ છે
ના. Independence day.
Time is independent.
તો માઇન્ડ ઇઝ બાઉન્ડ બાય ટાઈમ ઓલ્સો
ના, બધા ઇન્ડિપેન્ડન્ટ છે. માઇન્ડ વસ્તુ જુદી જ છે આખી.
Dadaji, the differing time,
માઇન્ડ ઇઝ રિલેટેડ.
what does the differing time relate to?
હા?
What does the differing time relate to?
Differing?
Timings differ, you said. And then you define this, one is the natural time and one is the other time.
Breathe.
Breathing time.
Natural breathing and unnatural breathing. I hope you understand.
What is unnatural?
While you sleep, it is a natural breathing. Right? While you live normal, it is natural breathing. While you live abnormal, then unnatural. Now you understand.
Abnormal is in Kashai?
Whatever abnormal you understand. Abnormal means abnormal or below. It means finished. Unnatural. It will affect your breath.
સહજતાથી ખસાય એટલે બધું unnatural.
Very normality is moksha. Is the moksha. And this is the truest definition of moksha that Dada Bhagwan has given in these times. Wonderful.
Dadaji, is there anything like absolute time? Absolute time?
For the world, nobody would believe.
No, but as viewed by the...
Samay is called absolute time.
Okay, right.
Samay. But it does not convey sense to world. Huh?
Now, this question about this science we are discussing, the science is at a very point, a lot of dilemma is there.
Scientific dilemma.
Lot of dilemmas.
We are discussing a lot about science and its acceptance of our soul. Now there appears to be a lot of dilemma on this. Today science does understand that there is a missing link, and that link we cannot quantify. Today when we talk of biology, any microbiologist, they know that out of a single cell the entire body is formed. And by RNA, DNA, all that method, it cannot be satisfactorily explained. So they know that we do not know certain things which can explain the whole thing. We are in telecom, we understand today about electromagnetic fields, we know how the signals travel, but in the life also we find a lot of things are there, just like in the mind. Thought, what a thought is, we are not able to really explain that portion. Now today, we find many times question comes, how one became many, how the bodies are appearing as many. We know today internet, on
How
the
one?
internet,
How come one?
how one became many.
How one became many?
One
became
many.
Many? How one became many?
How one becomes many.
Hmm.
Now we are today in the internet world, we go to a website, we take copies of it, photocopies, prints out we take. So one we see every day becoming many. The original of the website is not affected, we are getting a lot of copies all right. Now same way this process seems to be happening. Now science wants to quantify that thing which cannot be quantified. They want to define in words which cannot be defined. And so they find today, if we are not able to touch it, go on analyzing at the micro level, go on finding the particles, go on finding one particle, other particle, electrons, protons, neutrons. Now they find neutrinos. Neutrinos can traverse the entire
Yes.
They can traverse the
I know.
Can go. They came to the concept.
Quarks and so on.
Mass and energy can be converted, but then they want to find an intelligent thing. Can the intelligent thing can be converted into energy? Can it be? They come to, I was reading the other day something, they explain Sattvic, Rajas, Tamas. And somebody tried to explain Tamas is mass, Rajas is energy, Sattvic is something like intelligence. Is it true? Is it not true? No, they are trying to quantify it. I don't know whether it can be done, whether it cannot be done.
These are all the functions of intellect. These are all the functions of intellect, which has a limitations only. So, what is subject to limitations cannot reach which is beyond limitation. Let me tell you one thing. And this is the where the wonderful scientist Einstein of this last century,
1905.
20th century, and world celebrated him as the scientist of the millennium. Einstein, he himself put his hand up that now it is beyond the reach of the limits of the scientists, which scientists try to reach. No. What is not within the reach of scientists that are subject of intellect and intellectual efforts is beyond. And that realm he related to God. He did believe. Jalaban, what are that statements? Come.
He said that divinity is an area into which nobody can delve into, and it's a forbidden territory.
Forbidden territory. So Einstein says, Nidhi, Einstein scientist. He's not a hearsay. All these things are there, recorded. But after that we know what scientists have done and what are the results today. Why? We know today what is the world order. Do we not know? Bansal Saab, do we not know? बोलिए ना, आज वर्ल्ड ऑर्डर कैसी है जानते नहीं है? हाँ, बोलते नहीं.
No, but still we are all running to chase the same vision.
अरे वी छोड़ो, अब वर्ल्ड की जानते कि नहीं?
जानते.
तो पीछे, तो वर्ल्ड में हम आ गए कि नहीं? सीधी बात हो गई ना. अगर हम वर्ल्ड में नहीं हो तो नहीं बात करते. सीधी बात है. ठीक है ना?
Dada, Einstein was the only scientist who called his major discovery a theory. He was so humble, he called it a theory. He did not call it a law.
No, I tell you, his whole theory of relativity and all that, you know that.
He said divine law.
You have to understand all these things. The theory of relativity and the theory of reality are so two distinctly, two together, all two together, of which the world is composed, Nidhi. Do you understand? And that is what his mind is composed of. Do you understand? But how can you now dissociate these two?
We have to.
It's very difficult. In the body, which is of two materials, which nobody knows which two materials, nobody. In India, whole of the India, which is the place where this inquiry and quest has to be there. There also, everybody is there in dark. Who knows? Here is the simple gentleman who brought this out. Nidhi, a householder. That's it. And before us, in simple words, understandable by children, ladies, uneducated also, in simple language, in their own languages. Very simple. Why to talk in such eloquent terms? No, not. कुछ जरूर नहीं है ऐसे ऐसी बड़ी बात करने की. पुष्पा जी, क्यों बड़ी बड़ी बात करते हैं हम? बंसल साहब, एक शरीर है और एक दूसरी चीज है. वो चीज नहीं है, कुछ है, ऐसी असामान्य है. तो क्या है? उसको चेतन बताई. चेतन समझे कि नहीं? हाँ निधि, चेतन महीना आत्मा. आत्मा तो एक साइन दी गई. बंसल जी, it is not an actual description of this soul. No. It is neither noun nor adjective. No. It is just a sign to know that other than something other than body. That's it. That is perpetuality of it is there. Body also, but that perpetuality is there. But it's subject to change, birth and death cycle. Always. But through that mind that is taking shape all the time. Mind that is birth and mind that is passing out. Mind that is coming out, mind that is passing out. That's it, simple. But mind alone cannot come and pass out. We know that body gets born out and passes out. Right? Therefore body has to be known. Therefore body acquires importance. Therefore medical science comes. But medical science comes in its own limitations. Right? This is all. But here comes all this difference. So Gnani is the top master of everybody, whole world.
I've had a lot of discussion with Papa about the question that he's asking, and I'd like...
No question.
Dada, I want to ask something. Dada, the dilemma or the question...
No dilemma. बोलो हिंदी में.
दादा सवाल जो
जोर से बोल.
दादा जो सवाल पूछ रहे हैं कि आत्मा मरने के टाइम पर आत्मा के साथ जो सूक्ष्म शरीर जाता है और नया शरीर आता है.
अब ये तो बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड बोलने लगा तू.
सिंपल आता है.
ऐसा तो बोला ही नहीं उन साहब ने.
नहीं, लेकिन दादा सवाल ये है कि साइंस जो जैसे वेव्स होती है, इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव्स हैं, माइक्रोवेव्स हैं, उसके साथ आप सिग्नल्स, टीवी सिग्नल्स, रेडियो सिग्नल्स ट्रैवल कर सकते हैं, ट्रांसमिट कर सकते हैं. तो ज्ञानी पुरुष से ये जानना चाहते हैं कि साइंटिस्ट जिससे समझ पाएँ और लोग समझ पाएँ कि आत्मा भी क्या एक सटल फॉर्म की वेव है, एनर्जी है, जिसके साथ कि ये सूक्ष्म शरीर ट्रैवल कर सकता है, विच साइंटिस्ट आज उनको पता नहीं है, लेकिन कोई इस तरह की एनर्जी है, वेव है कि जिसके साथ जस्ट वो जो सूक्ष्म शरीर है वो कहीं भी ट्रैवल करता है और नया शरीर धारण कर लेता है.
नहीं, ऐसा जानने की क्या जरूर क्या है, आपको क्या जानना है वो बताओ.
दादा वो जानने का कारण ये है कि जिससे अगर ऐसा जवाब ज्ञानी पुरुष से मिले.
हाँ, आपको तो एक मनुष्य का मत्था यही है कि मुझे काबू कंट्रोल चाहिए कि मैं कुछ कर सकूं. बात तो यही आई ने.
नहीं दादा,
साइंटिस्ट की यही बात आई ने.
नहीं दादा, जिससे साइंटिस्ट लोग समझ सके.
ये तो एटम बॉम्ब से यही तो किया. आज क्या करने चाहते हैं? सबसे ज्यादा पावरफुल, सबको दबाओ. साइंस और क्या करना चाहता है? क्या देखता है मेरे सामने?
सबको दबाने का.
तो भाई कौन क्या करता है?
किसी का ऐसा हो सकता है, किसी का
भाई तो ये लगता.
अब भूख लग गई है.
हेलो, कोई 7 बजे अभी क्या करे? अभी तो सब बोले कि क्या समय हो गया, कल के लिए रखो. निधि अब तो जाएगी ना? हाँ, लेकिन प्रसाद लेके जाना. हाँ, हम आपके साथ प्रसाद लेंगे. चलो अभी मंत्र बुलाओ और शुद्धात्मा की प्रार्थना बुलाओ. सामान्य सा प्रार्थना.
नमो वितरागाय नमो